What's up, guys? Welcome back to remodeling my second floor bathroom. Tore it apart a couple weeks ago and made it through the demo process. We got ceiling totally opened up, drywall off all the way around. This is going to be a closet. It used to be. And then somebody at some point demoed out. You can see this hacked together header situation we got going on here. So we're going to be rebuilding that. But right now it's time to start on electrical. So we're going to be getting rid of this old nasty exhaust fan that's just kind of in the center of the room. There was no light in the shower, so we have a Brown recessed light and exhaust fan combo that will be going right here, centered above the shower. We have a new vanity light that'll be going right above the vanity. And then we have a LED bar light for in the closet, and that'll get mounted either here on the back side right above the door or in the ceiling. I haven't decided yet. And then it's going to get switched in a really cool fashion, but I'll have to show you that later, probably in a different video actually, because it won't happen in this one. So there's going to be a little bit of reconfiguring here. We're going to keep a GFI device here, of course, but we have to I'm going to obviously swap out to all new white devices to get rid of these nasty old almond or whatever color they are. I hate this stacked switch. Like this is like a last resort, but it's so annoying when you're used to flipping switches up and down to have to walk into a bathroom and switch the switch sideways. I know it's a little thing to be annoyed at, but it's unnecessary, especially when you have the ability with walls opened up to redo everything, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I will set up the GoPro and run it, but it's going to be, I'm going to kill the power in here, so it's going to get dark. I'll have a headlamp on, but I will run the GoPro and hopefully you'll be able to see something. So new 3-gang boxes installed. This dimmer switch is for the vanity lights, so of course I've just still got the old one in there for right now, but it'll allow us to dim the final light. Got the exhaust fan light combo up in there, and I've got, because it's just, again, this is just a temporary switch, there's going to be we're going to put a timer in right here, but got the fan unplugged so I can run the light without just running the fan for no reason and blowing insulation around. And then I have not relocated this one yet, but I won't have to turn the power off to do that, because for whatever reason this light is actually running off of these are two separate circuits. The two separate circuits. Basically the vanity light is on one circuit and the GFI was on another circuit. So all I have to do, and also this light is on the GFI circuit, so if I just trip this GFI, it turns off this light, and then it also turns off the fan can combo, because that has to be GFI protected as it is over the shower. So then that will allow me to just do whatever wiring over there I need to, and then I can just reset it and it comes back on, allowing me to keep the main lights in the room on and not need to use a flashlight or turn off power. So it's kind of nice, I guess. I totally forgot to get a roof cap for the exhaust fan, but I will do that sometime tomorrow and then go in ahead and install that, because that will be much easier to do, just standing on a ladder here right where the tub would be, instead of after the ceiling's in having to lay across this down in the eaves of the roof where it's tight and hot and awkward and nasty. And so I'll be able to do it all from right here, aside from obviously having to actually get on the roof and cut in the roof cap and, you know, seal it in the shingles and everything. So that's all I'm going to do today. My dad is going to come over sometime soon and help me get the tub plumbing set for the new tub. We'll get all of this mess cut out and redone, probably from where the shutoffs are, where the copper comes up through the base plate. We'll redo everything from there up, get rid of this whole freaking jumbled mess, and of course new drain and tub overflow setup and new shower head. So we'll be doing that hopefully sometime soon, whenever I can get all the stuff lined up and get him over here. All right, got the roof cap all installed. I ended up tearing the shingles in a few places, but that is why I have some Sash Go through the roof sealant. It's a clear, really good sealant for sealing penetrations like nail holes and tears in shingles. So that'll hold up just fine because I've got good sealant. That might be a record for the shortest run of duct to ever vent an exhaust fan. All of about 20 inches or so. Which means I am one step closer to getting this room sealed up and a little bit cooler. It's honestly not terrible in here, especially while I'm standing directly underneath of this this vent. It's pretty nice actually. But you know, up in the ceiling, it's still it's hot. It's in the attic. It's open. So this room is definitely warmer than it should be right now. So I think that actually means that I can go ahead and do some blocking up here and hang the ceiling drywall. All right, we got drywall up on the ceiling. Well, most of it. I've still got to move this light location, and then I can put up this piece here, and I've got a bag. You probably can't see it because it's black, but there's a trash bag of insulation up there. It's all the blown in insulation that fell out of this ceiling, and so I will, before I cover this up, I will actually like stick my head up in here just because it'll be easier to access, and throw that insulation back over this entire ceiling, and also throw some new insulation in that wall. And then this room will be back to fully insulated, and so it won't be hot and affecting the the upstairs unit. It's not been too bad, but there's been a noticeable difference in like how generally cool the upstairs is with having this room, or how not cool I should say, this room being kind of opened up to the attic and all that hot air pouring in here for the last little while. And I used this little trick for the first time. So I screwed these in up here about 3/4 of an inch down from the ceiling, so the 1/2 inch drywall would fit over top of them. I think my wife actually showed me that little trick. She found a video on TikTok a while back, believe it or not. You know, you can occasionally actually get some benefit from TikTok. But it was something I don't think I'd ever thought of doing before, which is kind of silly, and like it's such a simple little thing to do, to just screw something up to a stud where it's not gonna hurt anything, and it acts as a whole second set of hands. I've used like poles, I think, like adjustable tension poles to do that kind of thing for various things before, but not for specifically hanging drywall. Because we don't do our own drywall with my company anymore. We have a gentleman that does that for us. But back in the day when we used to do more drywall, like if I was going to hang drywall on a ceiling, I had a helper, somebody there with me. So I didn't need a way to hold up the other end of the drywall because I had somebody there to help me. But these days when I'm working on stuff in my own house, it's a little different because my wife is short and it's dirty in here, and why not just use a simple little trick like that? So as you just saw, my dad was helping me with the plumbing rough in. We cut off the old janky shutoff valves that were on the vanity supply lines. You put a new shutoff on the toilet line, and we got the tub installed. We've got the new mixing valve installed all the way up to the shower head location. The drain is already fully connected, so once we power up everything, it'll be good to go. I am going to go ahead and insulate this back wall here. This is the foam sheathing board that's put on behind the vinyl siding, and I've got some new R15 insulation to go in that wall. There was R11 there, which is definitely not code minimum these days. R15 is code minimum for a 2x4 wall. And then I'm also going to finally close up the closet ceiling here. So now that the insulation is done, closet ceiling is closed up, I'm going to start working on all of the little framing details. So I need to frame in for a niche in the wall there for later on in the tile assembly. We're doing a medicine cabinet mirror combo here, so I need to do some framing for that. I need to frame in this closet door right here. Just currently basically an opening. I needed a frame to the correct size for the door we're going to install. And then on most of the walls, I'm not going to worry about it too much in the closet, but from basically this corner, wrapping all the way around to probably this whole wall here where the door is, I'm going to set up a laser and do some shimming and adjusting on the walls so that the walls are all perfectly flat and plumb, so that when we install tile in the shower and a door and all, once everything is getting installed in here, it will sit correctly and look good, and you won't see, for example, inside corner joint in the shower, all the finish up tiles getting cut larger or smaller as you go up because this wall's leaning out or leaning in. There's a few other little things I need to work on today, but that's my main project for today. It's Saturday, so I've got lots of time to just get set up and do a bunch of stuff to get ready. Maybe get to having some drywall up later today. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to show you guys something real quickly, and hopefully it will make sense and you'll be able to see and understand why I'm doing what I'm doing in this situation. So one of the things that we try to do whenever possible at my company when we have a bathroom opened up totally to the studs like this is we try to get not only flat and plumb walls so that when we hang doors they function right, tile lines, all the stuff that I talked about earlier, but we also try to square all of the walls to each other, not just make them straight and individual surfaces. And I've got a perfect example of why we do that right here. So I just got this wall right here flattened, or marked for flattening, and it did not need near the amount that that wall did. But now I'm using my laser, so I've got it making a nice straight plane. So I have, you know, a plane on this wall, and then it's square to this wall now. And you probably can't tell just by looking at it, but this stud right here is a ½ an inch closer to this laser line that's going this way than this one is, which means this inside corner here is not a 45-degree angle. It's more like a 46 or 47. And the problem would be when I push my vanity up against that wall, you would see whatever the gap between the edge of the countertop, which in this case it's actually not going to be any, it's going to be all the way up to the drywall here, you would see it gapped out here at the front because this is bigger than a 45-degree angle. So what I'm going to do is, instead of just leaving it that way, I'm going to slowly bring, basically this entire wall is going to come this way a little bit, not drastically, but just enough so that this wall is square to this wall. And then I'm going to do the same. I've already checked, and that wall of the tub area is square to this wall, and then I'm going to do the same once I've got this wall. I'm going to make sure it is square to this wall. So hopefully that all makes sense. Reason just for once you get to the finish stages, you don't see, if you start laying tile, you know, again, if I were to lay tile, you know, in line with this wall right here, you would see the vanity twisted to the side depending on how severe, you know, a given like two walls are out of square with each other. So it's the kind of thing, like if you're not going to go back to studs like I did here, you don't have as much control over it. But when we have perfect control over totally adjusting these wall planes, it's not a big deal. It's pretty easy to do. time to put an end to this rough stage of the bathroom and start moving into the finishing stages. So drywall, tile, and all the other fun stuff that comes after that. So thank you guys for watching thus far. If you're enjoying it, come back. There'll be several more videos on this bathroom. I've got a bit of a deadline to get it done, so I'm going to be hitting it pretty hard here over the next month or so, trying to get it knocked out. Those, you know, nights and weekends kind of thing. Only bad thing about working a day job and then trying to remodel stuff on your house, you know, on the off hours, is that sometimes it's hard to find motivation to do that. But when you have a deadline of out-of-town friends coming in 6 weeks, I think, and we only have one bathroom functional in the house, puts a little bit of initiative and a little motivation. So that's my deadline. I'm going to be working hard the next few weeks. So thank you guys for watching. As always, come back next time.